gentlemen, thank you very much for that warm welcome. As the MC said, my name is Lieutenant Colonel Thad Trapp, and I'm the Executive Officer for the Recruit Training Regiment for Marine Corps Recruit Depot right here in San Diego, California. Is this not a great place to celebrate the 4th of July? I'll tell you that this is one of my favorite places on earth. I'm proud to be living in this city. I'm proud to be a member of this city, and hopefully we'll be able to continue living in this city for some time to come. I will also tell you that on my last tour to Iraq, one of my favorite daydreams was to think about sitting here in San Diego in an outdoor courtyard in one of the restaurants here, eating chips and salsa, listening to some of the local music, sipping on an ice-cold margarita, and enjoying this beautiful sunshine. Although, I must admit that in my daydream, I was wearing flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt and not this uniform. But I'm happy to be here nonetheless. Before I get started, I'd also like to thank the organizers and the contributors for this event and all the hard work that they put into it. So if you could help me thank them with a warm round of applause. It is truly a privilege for me to have the opportunity to represent the men and women of our armed forces in celebrating our nation's birthday, and also to have the opportunity to say a few words about this great country of ours. 235 years ago, our founding fathers declared our independence and had the courage to proclaim some revolutionary ideas when they declared that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted by men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Unfortunately, I think the courage and vision of our founding fathers, who were determined to live free and independent lives, has been lost on some generations. And that's why I believe that on our nation's birthday, it's not only appropriate but very important for us to reflect on the courage and vision of our founding fathers. Their actions developed a self-ruling government and established the democratic principles of checks and balances that guarantee and preserve our rights and freedoms to this day. The true courage of our founding fathers can be seen in their support of the Declaration of Independence, where they stated, "We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." While their words and actions created the greatest nation the world has ever known, the pursuit of freedom did not come without sacrifice. During the course of the following 7 years of war, 9 of the signers of the Declaration of Independence lost their lives to either wounds or hardship. 5 were imprisoned or captured. 17 lost everything they owned. They risked everything to secure their freedom. But their vision molded and developed a new nation that became a beacon of hope, peace, prosperity, and most importantly, security for the entire world. Through the generations that followed, the ideals of liberty and equality have been fought for and defended countless times. Today, there are still those who challenge those ideals and our love of freedom. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, and oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Those are the words of President John F. Kennedy, and they still ring as true today as they ever have. Our continued defense of liberty and the American way of life can be seen in the way our country unified in response to the attacks of 9/11, in the way the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines bring liberty and hope to the streets of Iraq and Afghanistan. And it can be seen in the daily actions of countless Americans from every walk of life who continue to stand for peace and freedom, not only throughout this country, but throughout the world. So today, as we pause to light another candle on the birthday cake of our beloved country, we celebrate our God-given right to life and liberty, and we honor those who over the years have been willing to fight to keep our country free. For to paraphrase President Ronald Reagan, freedom is not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. Those who have known freedom and then lost it have never known it again. I believe that this fight for freedom is the truest form of the American way of life. The fight doesn't just happen in faraway battlefields. It begins here at home, in the way we live our lives, in the education of our future leaders, and in our involvement in our own government. The principles that form our way of life are taught in homes, neighborhoods, classrooms, courtrooms, and all walks of American life. Each of us here today shares a role in preserving the ideals set down by our founding fathers 235 years ago. We owe it to our children, our grandchildren, and the people of the world to keep that beacon of freedom, justice, and equality shining throughout the world. I ask each one of you to recommit yourselves to preserving the legacy of our founding fathers and our American way of life. Get involved and support patriotic groups. Fly our nation's flag from your homes and stand proud as Americans. As for those of us who serve in uniform, I promise we will continue to uphold the principles of our founding fathers that they proclaimed in our Declaration of Independence. Like our forefathers, we too have pledged our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor in defense of this great nation and our Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather to celebrate on this 4th of July as one nation under God, I say happy birthday, America. Let freedom ring. May our flag fly unfurled in every breeze, and may God continue to bless this great nation as the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you very much.